What is good, kind of people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam, inhaling all my non-perishable canned food because it's cool if I die now that Lil Uzi Vert vs. the World 2 has finally dropped. A zombie could literally break through my window right now and gnaw my foot while I listen to Myron, and I would not care. But Uzi almost pulled a fast one on us though last night, making us stay up an extra 8 hours to get the deluxe album. I don't think he realizes that we refresh Spotify more times than my mom has slapped me in the face for eating the dog food, in addition to getting that re-up for crack to be able to stay up several times. As I was saying though, there was an alleged delay, so the album was released at 8 a.m. this morning rather than midnight as promised. Was it really delayed though? Let's talk about it. Okay, so in one of yesterday's videos, we discussed how Lil Uzi Vert confirms that vs. the World 2 was dropping last night, aka at midnight, because technically after that it would be the next day due to Uzi replying to a fan asking, "Is the deluxe tonight?" To which Uzi gave them a winky face. Later on in the night, he literally tweeted at 12, again confirming that the album was supposed to drop at 12 a.m. in any of the US time zones at least. However, 12 a.m. came around and no album, so fans logically thought it might release in the next coming hours up until 3 a.m. Eastern, which equates to 12 a.m. Pacific time, the last midnight there is in the US. However, before we had to deprive ourselves of sleep for another 3 hours, Generation Now and Atlantic Records, Uzi's parent label, told us all essentially to go to bed because it's dropping at 8 a.m. Eastern. Also in the middle of all of the Uzi fans scrambling around trying to figure out where the album was, like SpongeBob forgetting his name, Uzi tweets Spotify broke, which created an array of hip-hop blogs to relay this information, claiming that Uzi fans were so eager to listen to the album that Spotify's database crashed. Well, clouded people, I am almost positive, no corona, that this is not the case. And I'm not trying to hate on Uzi for telling us a little white lie, because I don't necessarily believe it is his fault completely, although he is definitely responsible for communicating the message to us. But I just want y'all to know that more fans went to listen to Eternal Atake at its release than the deluxe, therefore proof that Uzi fans did not in fact break Spotify's database. I saw the graphs of Spotify reports, but those are simply inquiries that there is an error from users, and that doesn't necessarily mean that there was an actual error within the app. Uzi also took down the tweet very soon afterwards, most likely because Spotify has been putting on for the team the past week with Eternal Atake by launching massive billboards with an Uzi portrait on New York buildings, as well as inserting his photo on the Rap Caviar header, among many other playlists. It wasn't a good move for Uzi's relationship with Spotify to tweet that the company helping him out so much is having issues with his album. Not to mention, the album was not out on any other platforms at this time either, not even SoundCloud or YouTube, which are super easy to upload to. There are a few possibilities as to why the album was delayed 8 hours, including some accidental things that aren't a big deal to major label issues. My first thought was that Uzi, being the marketing mastermind he is, tricked us and the media purposely to increase the conversation surrounding the deluxe version of Eternal Atake, given that the hype has died down a bit since the original. I know Uzi Stan's gonna be all up in my comments after saying that, ready to cough on me with the coronavirus, but let's be realistic here. The EA hype was once in a lifetime, or at least over 2 years of hype generated in the making. And if he did do this on purpose for marketing, it kind of worked, because a lot of blogs were just as confused as fans relaying that Spotify broke due to such a high influx of users attempting to view Lil Uzi Vert's artist profile, which kind of has the same effect as very high first week sales if you think about it. Another possibility could be that Uzi said Spotify broke to cover up that he turned the album in a little late due to some complications with mixing, production, and or feature splits, etc., similar to how Kanye West delayed albums for days at a time to add the most minor sound effect of him clapping Kim K's booty cheeks during one of the 808s. The last possibility I believe that may be the actual reason for the delay is that he wanted the spotlight and or to give the other artists dropping today their own respective spotlights, since he already dropped his official album the week prior. This is especially interesting because, as I've mentioned before, Jack Harlow, Uzi's fellow Generation Now label mate, dropped his latest album today too, so Drama and Canon, the executives of Uzi's label, could have also been involved in the situation, persuading or even forcing Uzi to drop later in the day to give the younger artist his spotlight. Although there are rumors that Jack Harlow dissed Uzi once again in his Funk Flex freestyle, rapping that Uzi has a god complex, so I can't imagine if this is true that Uzi was too happy with the delay. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, remixing Lotus to have Kim K's booty cheek squish sound effect every other bar. Let me know in the comments what y'all's favorite song on the deluxe / vs. the World 2 was. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it, as well as to keep up to date with me on all my socials in the description if you with it. Peace out, Cuddy people. Know what I'm saying?